Good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I'm Yori Folani. It's a wet day in Lagos. Well, it is July, so I guess people are saying, so what else is new? And we're glad to have you join us. Well, my guest this morning is Honorable Agumbiade.
Yes.
Sanan.
Yes.
Honorable Sanan Agumbiade. He's of the Lagos State House of Assembly. And, well, he's something of the man of the moment for the wrong reasons. Is that he represents the Ikorodu constituency 1 in Lagos State. Now, this is the constituency that unfortunately is it houses Badoo, the whole Badoo phenomenon, and nobody really exactly knows what Badoo is. I mean, it's shrouded in mystery, but it has sacked a lot of people from Ikorodu. They are moving out, and we are reading that worryingly that even in Lagos here, along Iponri and some other areas like that, fleeing residents and tenants have been duped of their money. People are suspected. Jungle justice is being applied. People are being burnt alive. It's a mess. It's a mess, really. What exactly, Honorable, do we know about one Badoo itself? What is it? And how far are we down the line to taking this problem out?
Well, I will say that it's unfortunate that my constituency and Ikorodu division as a whole is pictured in the whole scenario for now. But I would say that Badoo is not, Ikorodu division is not housing Badoo. It's only unfortunate that that is where Badoo possibly choose to start his experimentation of this subtle terrorism. That's the way I want to see it. Asking what is Badoo, we don't know how come that name. We don't know their motive. We only have seen their operations. Very deadly, dastardly, and ungodly. Because I say
because what they're doing is they move into a place and murder people.
Yes.
And I understand 1 or 2 is not enough. It has been said that they will wipe out an entire family, leave signatures such as use spent engine oil. You've heard all the stories. What's going on here?
Yes, the issue is this. Everyone is curious about the motive. Is it ritualistic? Is it for robbery? Is it, I would say, robbery is out of it.
Robbery would appear
because
to be out.
In the areas they have operated, we are, except for Owode area, the latest where they said they stole phones, sets, you know, and possibly they actually took those ones so that the owners will not be able to use it to alert the police. They have not been removing anything. Unfortunately, the pattern has been consistently the same. They will say they kill with mortars, they smash the head of their victims with big objects, they smash the head of their victims, they kill them with objects, you know, like mortars, like grinding stone and the rest of it. So it has been consistent, it's horror. And unfortunately, when they get to a household, they will want to wipe out everybody they see. So what is the motive? The only thing people have been able to say, which I am sure cannot be really verified yet, is that they collect the blood of their victims with a handkerchief, save the only thing that one will say they take away from the scene. Because one will ask, why do they do what they do? So as to the name, I don't know how it comes about. I don't know why it is. Everybody is still suspecting. As to why the motive, we do not know.
But
so
this is
it
a
has
problem.
heightened.
That very fact is a problem. Is it not, Honorable, that this has been going on and all the authorities, everybody seems helpless, because you would imagine that we'd swing into a high gear on investigation. I mean, we're talking about one life being too many, not to mention the numbers of lives reportedly in the dozens. This whole mystery, the police is foxed, you are foxed, everybody is foxed. What's going on here? It's a problem. Are we just going to wait for it to for its course to run out?
Well, I will say that we have waited too long. We have not responded decisively to it in time, but I think everybody is up now, trying to see what we can do and how we can stamp it out. And I keep telling people that if what is happening now had started earlier, we will have shot the thing out. On the 6th day of June to last month, in the House of Assembly, I raised the matter under a matter of urgent public importance as regards these wanton waste of life by this Badoo group, and the House rose in unison with resolutions, part of which is that the police commissioner, the commissioner of police in Lagos State, should involve local vigilante groups as well as every other security agencies in the state to mount aggressive, aggressive attack on Badoo. That is on now, because not 3-4 days ago, I learned the police commissioner, the police command in Lagos invited local vigilante groups like Ikorodu. We have the Onyabos. I learned OPC members were around, and I was listening to Gani Adams yesterday, also confirming that they have now been enlisted into the fight against Badoo. We are happy that one of the resolutions of the House has been taken care of. We also call on, CDA, CDCs to alert their members and conscientize them on the need to be proactive and be conscious, security conscious. Let them report suspicious moves and movement to the police. Unfortunately, because the police has not responded effectively enough, before now, people now found themselves to be helpless. And of course, they want to help themselves, and that has resulted into, like you said the other time, jungle justice. Yes. Because the thing, we first observed this thing around Ibeshi area, where the CDC, CDAs rose against Badoo, and they were able to flush them out of Ibeshi. When the heat was too much for them, they shifted their base to other parts in Ikorodu. We would have expected the police to follow up aggressively. But in some cases where people arrest suspected Badoo members and hand over to the police, they don't get to hear anything about it any longer. And so they feel, whereas the police may be conducting investigation on these people, but there is no transparency in, the process, as in keeping people informed.
Exactly. This is where people are, some people are speculating that Badoo is some sort of a cult, and it's not at all at variance with what you're saying. If it is indeed, as suspected, to be a cult, this whole matter of transparency, I mean, isn't it asking for a bit too much? People aren't transparent with cults. But beyond that, the point that I also sort of thought about was the last, I remember in the reign of the last Oba of Benin, in Benin, robbers, were becoming a menace, and it became embarrassing. And the royal father, the palace, the court, rose up and said, absolutely no more. This is going to stop. So to speak, the whole matter was taken out in a very, very short order. Now, you see where I'm coming with this. The traditional rulers, the elders, they say very little happens in their domain that is not known. They have their own apparatus, their own security, their own intelligence. What would be your opinion on that aspect of it, that the hierarchy of monarchy in the area, it's crucial, and has it been deployed effectively?
I will say, I'll borrow from what Gani Adams said.
Gani Adams.
Gani Adams said yesterday, when a similar question was put to him, why OPC had not really been involved. He said, first and foremost.
Well, OPC is not of the monarchy.
Yes, I know. I just want to borrow. I just want to borrow from him. He said they are ready to assist, but they are to be invited before they can do something. Because it's not their primary responsibility to do what the police should do. But if the police deem it fit to involve them in security situations, and they will definitely. So coming back to what you have said, I learned somebody says sometimes that the royal fathers in Ikorodu cannot be completely absolved of what is happening. And I said, no, that is utter blasphemy. Utter blasphemy in the sense that a traditional ruler definitely is to sit upon his domain. discharge some responsibility, which is also security, I know, and the peace of the area. But the primary responsibility, the agent saddled with the primary responsibility of security is the police.
Of course.
So it is only when they see that the police is not doing enough that they will now come out with the traditional weight to see what they will do. Ordinarily, they have we have security apparatus, local security apparatus. Yet they cannot do what the police will do, so as not to bring confrontation with the police. So the police must first come in where the police sees it necessary to involve them. They will involve them. Let me tell you, the royal fathers in Ikorodu are above the level that could be suspected to be involved in this messy thing. We have the Oba in Igbogbo to be a successful lawyer. The Oba in Ikorodu, Anyogbunre, is a successful engineer. We have Oba of Imota to be a chartered accountant.
So all of these highly enlightened individuals.
They have been doing what they're supposed to do. They have called security meetings, inviting, the Commissioner of Police and some other service agents. I have participated in some of such meetings. What we are saying is that you who are sat must prove. If the police feels that some traditional chiefs, traditional fathers are involved in this thing, let them come out and expose them. That's what we are saying, because you can't just be throwing that blanket blackmail on everybody as if everybody is involved. If you suspect that they are involved, investigate them. Nobody's above the law. But so to that extent, we are saying that we trust the royal fathers in Ikorodu, but peradventure, if you feel any one of them is good people,
then be specific.
Be specific and bring that person to the open, investigate, and we will know what to say about that. But in Ikorodu, the Obas, the chiefs have been trying their best. Just a few days ago, the Anyogbunre of Ikorodu, in concert with other Obas in the area and chiefs, actually came out in the open daytime to use traditional means of invoking the spirit of the land against the perpetrator of this. And at night, they did the one they cannot do in the afternoon. Because it has gotten to a time they feel they have to rise to the occasion. Initially, everybody was calling on the police.
All means necessary
to bear. In fact, CDC, CDAs, everybody now keeping vigil in their respective places. But the question people are asking is that with the huge investment of Lagos State government on security, why are we not having the vehicles for the police at every point, nooks and crannies of the state? We also expected that total community policing should have started before now, but it has gotten to the peak. We are now seeing all this happening. Should we wait till this time before we react to it? If the police is overwhelmed, as we are saying, let them involve the neighborhood, let them involve, the local security apparatus. And this that is happening is further reinstating our position in Lagos State for state police. Let the federal government grant to each state, if they will not grant to each state, let them grant to Lagos State by virtue of its special status. Whether they accept it or not, Lagos is a mini country. Everybody comes to Lagos. There is influx of people into Lagos State every day because they feel it's a place you can see greener pasture as far as Africa, Nigeria is concerned. So the influx of people is bringing people with shades of character, both good and bad, to Lagos State. And we must commend Lagos State government for being being afloat in curtailing security challenges. Okay, but you know where we are coming from. The pipeline vandalization, the kidnapping issues, and the rest of it is because Lagos State government is proactive. It's because Lagos State government is really aware of its constitutional responsibility, welfare, and security of the people. And that's also why Lagos State House of Assembly recently, initiated a bill on Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Corps, which the governor of Lagos State quickly assented to. And not only that, the Lagos State government invested heavily on kitting the neighborhood corps. All of that. So with the effort, with the effort of the state, we should expect police taking advantage of that.
Indeed. But as all of what you have said is in progress, the terror is still on, the horror is still on.
Yeah.
People do not feel secure, I imagine, in Ikorodu. Now, do you have any information as to the progress police has been able to make in terms of arresting suspects? Do they have any suspects?
Yeah, I want to use this opportunity to commend the person of the Commissioner of Police. He's a man that always rise to calls when there is security challenge. Call him anytime. In fact, members of the public calling him, he will always be there. He's been to Ikorodu 2-3 occasions when there was these instances of a suspected Badoo apprehended. He came down himself. He spoke to people. As I speak with you today, the police will be holding the stakeholders meeting in Ikorodu. The only thing I have contrary to that is the location of the meeting is what I have grounds over, because I would have expected them to hold that security meeting at Odogiyan, where the last and the most celebrated activity of Badoo.
The most notorious.
The most notorious, because we have more non-indigens than indigens in the area. And those that were killed by Badoo, the last time were non-indigens. And that is where we also heard that out of anger, the people took to the streets and apprehended, lynched and burned, suspected Badoo, which some people are saying it was a comedian, blah, blah, and the rest of it. We need to assuage the nerves of the people there, because in those areas, they are aggrieved now. So if they hold the one they want to hold there, we still want police presence in Odogiyan to talk to the people, to see the people. It is one of the most populated areas in Ikorodu division, and we still want the place to go there. So place is organizing that. You have said earlier that the Lagos State Command has invited and incorporated also the local security apparatus in policing, and I think that led to the other time they said they arrested almost 100 people and the rest of it.
But people are still, they're not feeling safe enough to, those that have fled, as we are hearing, it's the spillover effect of it, apart from what we were hearing in days before. Now more Badoo suspects are being lynched in Ogun and in Lagos. Look how far away, well, you know what, Ikorodu is in Lagos State, but you know what I mean, coming out of the Ikorodu division. So I wonder, the Inspector General of Police, of course, must be aware of this and other serious, incidents all over the country. But I wonder when it will be serious enough for him to do what he did in the case of Evans, which I understand broke the whole case. Sent his own crack team out of the blue, as it were, nothing with the formations that exist. And I understand, at least what we know from the outside, not being a professional inside there, it was that action by the Inspector General of Police that broke the whole Evans case. I
was about saying that at this state that we are now, we need the intervention of the Inspector General of Police, because this thing is spreading. Now, two churches were affected last week. I learned when Badoo, suspected Badoo people went there, killed about 5 people right in the church. Now, because of all of these issues now, we have had a semblance of the activities in Ogun State. That means that one will tend to suspect that this thing has a coordinated base, a coordinated source, not just people just doing it. If the mode of operation is the same, if everybody that has been caught so far, have been seen so far, have escaped so far, perpetrating activities likened to Badoo's something, always have engine oil around their body. It means that the mode of operation is same. The tact employed in discharging the Dastardly Act is the same. Then we should conclude reasonably that it has a source. Okay, tell you what you're talking about, we have a report on it. Let's just refresh ourselves with that report as captured by TVC.
Bloodstains are still very fresh, but the victims have been evacuated. These are trails of another deadly attack in the Ikorodu area of Lagos, but the crime scene here is a church, and the victims are worshippers, 2 women and 2 children. Frightened residents are speculating about the brutal murder carried out by a yet-to-be-identified criminal gang.
I think they had vigil all night. So while they were sleeping, others have gone to sleep, some slept, I don't know. So it was just this morning they just called me, and getting there I met them a pool of blood. I had to do the first aid, which is as in the first thing to just rescue them while they are still moving. They are not dead yet, so I had to rescue them. We took them to the nearby hospital. From there, we moved them to the general hospital.
I'm Badoo, so to operate.
The Badoo boys have a peculiar mode of operation. They use stones to smash their victims' head. You can see the traces left behind. The victims are left in a very gory state. This was definitely done by the Badoo cult.
Style is the same, the method, everything is the same. Smashing of people with big things like mortars and the rest, and blood flowing all over the place. So we saw them in pool of blood, and it's similar to what happened exactly.
Just about 10 meters away from the crime scene is this Celestial Church of Christ. The church was ransacked, but there were no casualties.
We were three, we slept here. I slept at the middle.
Because there.
Yeah, exactly here. Exactly here. This is where I lay my head on. And the phone is exactly like this here. It's a big phone, Samsung phone, big phone. Yeah. And one of my brothers slept here. So my colleague slept on this bed. He slept here.
Yeah.
So, and there was another phone here also. Yeah, on this speaker. So they took this one also here.
As residents were trying to understand the motive behind these strange killings, there was a spontaneous action that turned violent. A mob attacked a man suspected to belong to the Badoo cult group ravaging Ikorodu. The police succeeded in preventing jungle justice, but there is still anger on the streets, and even the innocent are not insulated against mob actions that could lead to needless death.
So there we have it. Jungle justice, a clear and present threat, which has to be nipped in the bud. We were talking about maybe extraordinary means. The Inspector General of Police doesn't usually go into individual cases, but when it's important enough, as in the Evans case, he broke that case. You know, we assume he broke that case in days. Now, how long is this going to go on? Because I'm guessing now that the most important thing is to demystify this whole Badoo thing, because people are saying we don't know what the motive is, we don't know why they do this. This is their methodology. So I mean, part of the battle is, first of all, demystifying it. That look, this masquerade, it is a human being inside.
Yes, it is, and I support that position in the sense that, you know, when we had this issue with the militants the other time at Ishawu, the federal government actually came to the rescue of Ogun and Lagos State.
Yes.
The Evans case also. There is need for us to nip this in the bud or to curtail it spontaneously now, because to delay it will be dangerous. Lagos is very volatile.
Yeah, we don't.
And you see the way things are going now, jungle justice here and there. If a man who is into automobile is not careful enough and dress, you know, carelessly, it can be mistaken for a Badoo member, and before you know it, he will have been lynched. There is anger on the streets. The youth are really angry. The families of those that have been attacked are angry. People want the slightest suspicion of being a Badoo will definitely take life out of the person. So I feel that now Lagos State government has invested so much in security. Lagos State government is trying so much. Lagos State Command is trying so much. Yet this thing is spreading. It is for that reason.
It's not decreasing, diminishing.
Yes,
it's spreading.
It's spreading. So it is for that reason.
So this looks confrontational.
Yes.
It looks. Who exactly are the individuals behind?
And
Badoo?
that's why I said, is it not a subtle method, a subtle way of terrorism?
How can they be expanding?
Why is it that anywhere they go, they wipe out everybody
exactly.
they see around the place.
Mr. Owolabi from Egbeda, good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning, Opiori.
Thank you for calling in.
And good morning to our honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Good morning.
I really want to commend your effort about this Badoo issue in Ikorodu.
Thank you.
And I still want to let you take note about something. Igbogo police station covers a lot of place. Covered, what is this place called? As in, we need more, even though if it is not a police station, police post. There was a day I was robbed around that Offin Road. I have to call them from Igbogo. I called the DPO in Igbogo. So before getting down there, they enter one bush there. The DPO have to tell me, they can't enter that place because that place is just too, the road is bad, one, and the road, the activities going on around that area is much. Igbopa, yeah, thank you, Igbopa. Offin Igbopa Road. Please try and do something about this. When we cut this Badoo issue, we are afraid of the one that is even have to come up again. Please.
All right, then.
This won't happen in our society anymore. God bless Nigeria. God bless Lagos.
Thank you, Mr. Wolabi, for calling in.
Thank you, Mr. Wolabi. You have said it rightly, and it's one of those things I want to drop on this program, that Ikorodu, for reasons that Ikorodu has a very large population, almost the largest in the state. And if you come to Ikorodu, you will see that Ikorodu has expanded seriously. Ikorodu has possibly the largest developing areas in the state now. For those reasons, the Lagos State Police Command needs to increase the number of police posts and police stations in Ikorodu division. For instance, we are talking about Odogiyan. Odogiyan alone, which is a ward, is qualified to be a local government with the population.
Yeah, but
it doesn't have any police presence.
Well,
there.
I imagine the police are going to tell you about manpower challenges that they themselves have.
If they have manpower challenges, if they have manpower challenges, let them create it. Lagos State government has also created, has established Lagos State Neighborhood Security Corps, which is meant to support the police in area of surveillance and information gathering.
So you're saying that let the police speak up and Lagos State can see what they can do to help.
Yes.
In terms of even personnel. Hiring personnel.
Are we not helping them? Are we not helping them in equipment?
Well, exactly. And we're helping ourselves.
We're helping ourselves.
Lagos State is helping ourselves. Mr. Olamide, good morning, sir. In Ikorodu.
Hello, good morning. This is Olamide.
Olamide, good morning.
Please, I want to talk about this Badoo issue.
Okay.
Right from time, they've been operating at Imebeshe, and there's nothing to do about it. Now it's spreading all over Ikorodu, and now people are making noise. Please, they should look for a solution. The pace is too much.
Thank you very much. Now, let's go on a break, and please, stay close by, because as soon as we come back, reach for the phones and phone in your comment. We'll see you then. Welcome back. Honorable Agumbiade, member, Lagos State House of Assembly, House Majority Leader, and representing Ikorodu community, I beg this one, Ikorodu Constituency 1, which is seen as sort of where this whole Badoo incident started from, or is more prominent. As he had said earlier, his constituency is in the news for all the wrong reasons. Now, we have this challenge. All of us are foxed. We don't know anything more than on day one. You saw the clip, neither the motive, what they do, why they're doing it. We were suggesting that, look, we know of the Inspector General of Police's crack team. If he decides to, intervene in the matter, things usually move. But I can understand how the IGP probably can't deal with just about every case that is serious. Now, the other thing is, Lagos State itself, has it made enough of a fire on the mountain kind of a noise, if you get my meaning, regarding how serious this is? But hold your thoughts, please, because I'm just told that there is a call on the line, and so that we shouldn't miss it. Hello, Mr. Matthew.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, good morning, my honorable.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, my name is Matthew, popularly known as MC Double Man, a comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
But there's nothing funny here. There's nothing funny.
No, there's nothing funny. I'm calling respective of the issue of the Badoo, and I'm touching the issue that happened on Sunday morning, which happens to be one of our colleagues.
And it's a very, very serious matter.
It was a very, very serious one.
So,
and he's a comedian, actually, which was due to this jungle justice that has been going up and down in Ikorodu. And unfortunately...
Oh, are you making the point that a professional comedian was victim of jungle justice? That's the point you're making?
Yeah, that was a Sunday incident that happened at Odogion, which we are very, very... all the comedians, we have to come together and said we have to do something concerning this jungle justice. So I'm actually calling in respect of my honorable that is on set to actually see, as he has been saying since, which have been enjoying his comment concerning the police division, and as he has said, the role of Odogion is just Urufo police station that I think that is available there, which is not supposed to be. Odogion is a big place, and we know what has been happening in Odogion. So what has happened so far is a big mess. The jungle justice, are scaring people up and down, and we have the Ikorodu as a big place, a big population that people are going out to Lagos to work in Lekki, VI, and coming home late. But due to this jungle justice, returning back home is becoming something else. So, as my honorable have rightly said, the police should please look into this issue of security concerning these Badoos and the jungle justice case, and make sure that something properly is being done to it. Because by the time you are returning home due to the Badoo issue or the jungle justice, we don't even know the one to pass through before getting home. You are afraid of the Badoo,
yes.
You are afraid of the jungle justice.
Yes, you're even afraid of the security.
Insecurity, something, I don't know.
Yes.
By the time you try to get a mobile down to your destination, you can't even find vehicle, can't even find bike. So by the time you are trekking home, the jungle justice will come out and, may hold somebody responsible for what is not, but with due respect, they have also said we should be working with a valid identity card, which is also okay. I think with the residents of Ikorodu, we are complying to that. Everybody should know how to dress properly and be with the rightful identity card so as to enable you free from this jungle justice of a thing.
Okay, Mr. Wolabi, I beg your pardon, Mr. Matthew, thank you very much for calling in. We indeed do appreciate your call. First of all, I was a bit mistaken when he introduced himself as a comedian, and I was wondering what was funny, but he then pointed out, actually, his professional colleague, who happens to be a professional comedian as well, was killed. It's a harrowing thing. Law-abiding people of Ikorodu, to go back home now is a problem. Transport difficulties, you walk in danger, you're afraid of Badoo, you're afraid of security misrecognizing you, misidentifying you, and all of this is going on. Now, I was making the point about whether Lagos State government itself has sort of prevailed on the police that this is what requires everybody's attention. But I say that with a bit of trepidation. The police, as we know, in this Lagos, they still have their hands full on the pupils abduction. We still want answers from them on that one. So if they weren't sleeping, if they were working around the clock before, now it's become trebled.
Yes, that's. I first want to establish one thing, that security strategies are nothing to be made public, when you're discussing security challenges. Lagos State government has done it before. Severally, I'm sure Lagos State government is doing it rightly. What method the state government is employing to curtail and completely wipe out the issue of Badoo is not something that can be discussed openly.
Okay, but I know that a lot of work going on.
The other time we had these challenges with the militants in Ishawu, Arepo area. People were some people felt somehow that the state government was not doing enough. But I kept telling them that Lagos State government is working on the ground to ensure, and we succeeded. So with this one, the government of Lagos State, the governor is not He doesn't make noise. His actions and activity makes noise.
Okay.
I know that the Lagos State government has a lot of strategies working with the federal government to ensure that we curtail this present security challenge.
In a very, very short order,
In a
because
very, very
lives are
short
being
order.
disrupted.
Sure.
Mr. Adesina, thank you for holding on in Ojo, Lagos.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Yori. Good morning to your guests in the studio.
Good morning, sir.
Uncle Yori, I want us to agree on one point that these Badoo people, they are not spirits. And for who to agree they are not spirits, then it's not a problem that should be too much for us to handle. And I want us to get one thing clear, Uncle Yori. You cannot use darkness to fight darkness. You won't get to anywhere. You won't solve the problem. For you to fight darkness with darkness, you will not solve the problem. You know, as of January, I heard about this Badoo issue when I went to my site in Ikorodu. The people working my site told me there's a new port in town called Badoo. And I had expected the government would have nailed these people to the board and stopped this situation. Not until the first week of April, when I had the first family of a Deeper Life Church that was murdered. And nothing was done between January and April. Uncle, let me tell you what, we have passed through this state before in Lagos State. In 1994, there was a governor in place that set up what we call IS, International Security. And he gave a charge, a command to any location that you don't, if there's a crime, he's going to hold the commander responsible. And I can tell you, Uncle Yori, within that period of 1994, there was issue of crime in Lagos was put to the minimum board. Somebody was be fired, somebody must take the board, somebody must take responsibility for any actions, any crime take place in any locality. Okay, let me tell you one thing. It brings me to my bone marrow. Okay. When I heard this kind of thing on news, these people that are being killed, these Badoo boys, for crime to be organized in a society, there are sponsors, there are combatants, and there are sympathizers. And that is why I will employ all the communities to ensure there's what's called community cooperation. Everybody must be watchful.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much. An impassioned. Here he is. You can see planning on moving to Ikorodu. But he brought out the point that because it has hit the news nights on all the front pages, all the television, radio stations, people are just hearing of Badoo. But it's existed for a while. And unfortunately, as with other things in our lives, national life, we didn't pay much attention, apparently, until it has ruptured like this.
No, I disagree with him. It's been on for a while, and all the while, efforts are being geared towards, wiping it out. But don't forget that while you are trying to plan your security strategies, those who are perpetrating what you are working against will also be devising other strategies to beat your strategy.
So our first strategy is going to have to be to unmask.
To unmask.
Who is under that masquerade?
That is why I want to appeal to people to stop inflicting jungle justice on whoever is suspected to be a Badoo member. Okay. I was having a discussion somewhere and I said, do you know it is possible that those who sponsor Badoo could have two teams? The first team are those that are to perpetrate because they don't hold weapons. They don't come with weapons, so we have heard. So if they perpetrate it, how do they escape? And in case they are caught, they will have a crack team who will also mastermind their elimination so that they will not talk.
In short, you're saying this appears to be some sort of a coordinated organization.
Yes,
of terror.
I'm thinking.
Okay. Let me take Mr. Idowu calling in from Abuja. Good morning, sir, and thank you for holding on.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you very much, sir. This is Idowu speaking from Abuja.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Please, I just want to comment on this issue of Badoo, guys.
Sure.
You see, sir, I will want to correct something first. I want to correct the honorable. You see, when it comes to power, it has nothing to do with education. You see, telling us to say the traditional rulers in Ikorodu, they are highly educated. No, sir. When it comes to power, Nigerians can go any length to hold on to the power. Let's keep that aside, sir. Please, sir, what is happening to the OPC guys in Lagos State? I will tell you the truth that without the support of the local security, local vigilantes in the northeast, the Nigerian armed forces will not be able to do anything in the northeast.
no matter the ammunition. It was the help of these local vigilantes that they were able to suppress Boko Haram to this extent, sir. What happened to the local guys in Lagos State? These guys have been doing well. I could remember years back when I was in Lagos State, sir. I was born in that state, I grew up there, sir. I remember when these stupid armed robbers was tormenting everybody in the whole Agege. It was the whole PC that suppressed them. The whole PC suppressed them. Where are they today?
Yes. Well, I don't know. You might have heard Otumba Gani Adams on our station yesterday. He was on our station. He was saying that, look, they have to be invited. They are not a force, you know, on their own. And I think all the needful has been done. So
they're now involved.
Yeah, they're now fully involved. So that sort of answers part of your question. Better late than never, if that is going to be the complaint. At least we now have them involved. But just about everybody knows that what we're saying is time is of the utmost essence. It's gone on too long, and we jungle justice and all of that. It just has to be nipped in the bud. And I know everybody's working. I can imagine everybody's working, but that's in the absence of results. What people are wanting is for the police or anybody of authority to announce that the situation has returned to normal. People are guaranteed the security and safety. They can return to their homes, return to the buildings that you're going on. That's what people are waiting for. But understandably, as we are now, they're not holding their breath. They know it's not going to come anytime soon.
I know. And with all these measures put in place, Lagos State working, the police dragging in local security apparatus and the rest of it, with the people, inhabitants of Ikorodu and affected areas becoming conscious of the need to protect themselves. And I'm saying that the days for the Badoo
but especially as everybody is now vigilant, because it's not an OPC and police matter alone. Yes. Every single person
every single person is vigilant.
So forgive me for interrupting you. I've got to bring in Mr. Mohammed calling in from Ijaye in Lagos. Good morning, Mr. Mohammed.
Good morning, Mr. Yomi, my honorable.
Good morning, sir.
Please, I'm not a resident of Ikorodu, but I have friends in Ikorodu. What happened in Ikorodu is something that touched any woman being that has blood on his body. So, you know, we are hearing this thing right from Ibechi, when this thing starts, coming down to Ogijo, before now, Olopomeji to Odogunyo. So I think that it's not only police that can handle this issue. The vigilante group, they need support. I could remember there is one strong man in Ikorodu, in Odogunyo area. The man is late now. Towards that man, when that man was alive, those people are afraid of this man. The name of that man, anybody know in Odogunyo? Even the area boys that are doing bad things, if they hear the man name like this or see him coming down, they will run away. The police people know this man, but this man didn't see full support before he laid. But his boys, they are doing a lot. What I suggest is that Ikorodu is a big town. It's not only police that can handle these things. The vigilante group, they need to join hands with them.
Okay.
And the landlord, they need to flush the bad tenant that they rent and then at least they accommodate into their house. Because many landlords, they will just steal money and give person house. You don't know the work he's doing. You don't know where he's coming from. You don't know anything about him. You just accommodate him.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed. Security consciousness might not be at the highest level before now, but certainly this would have changed all of that. Or if it hasn't, I hope people are sort of enlightening people along the lines that Mr. Mohammed was talking about. Everybody needs to be on board on this, right?
Yes, he has made some points. Like he was talking about the local security apparatus. The law that was signed recently by the governor, the Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Corps, recognizes these local security apparatus and is to also coordinate them and see that they work in concert with guided principles. So that, you know, it has just been signed. It's just a new establishment. So with time, that will be farmed up, and I'm sure all these local security apparatus will be integrated. Like I was saying the other day, yes.
One second, please, because Mojisola in Ikorodu has come on the line. Good morning, Mojisola.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Please go ahead.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Yeah. I want to talk about this Badoo issue.
Sure.
It's been getting worse and worse every day. And we are sick and tired of this. So the question I want to ask is that the people they are arresting and they are burned, can't they even try to investigate from them before killing them? Because the jungle justice has been crazy.
When you use the word arresting, people would think of the police. So you're not talking about the police. You're talking about the jungle justice.
Yes.
Okay, those people who are just grabbing people without any rights, you know. That's,
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Like the comedian they killed at Odogunyo.
Okay.
It's a very painful exit.
But
the people they are arresting, I don't think they should burn them anyhow. At least they should try to get closer to them and ask them the roots to their work. Because they've named the people sending them these things. The Hobars are there and some of the other higher people they mentioned.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, sorry. Continue, please. Well, I get Mojisola's point. But we're saying that jungle justice is out. People don't just arrest anyhow. She's saying if they arrest them instead of killing them. No. Nobody who arrests can kill.
Jungle justice is an ill wind that blows no one no good. Because anybody could be unfortunate, you know, to be. And most times, the law even recognizes the fact that when a person is arrested for anything, that person is presumed innocent until found guilty. But we are where we are today because people are sick and tired of what has been happening. The kind of lull or apathy on the part of those that are supposed to bring these people to book. And when they are arrested and handed over to the police, they don't seem to get to know what happens to them any longer.
And that is the problem. And I hope the police, I know the police is where is
listening. Yes, that's why
the police needs to know that there is this aspect, and it's not here that they hear it for the
that's
first
why
time.
I said that the PRO of the police in Lagos State should be up and doing around this time. Give people updates of what is happening. When anybody is arrested, what is going to happen? If the person is going to be arraigned, let people know that those who are arrested in Ikorodu and others are going to be arraigned. You know, when they are arraigned, whatever happens, let people know. So people will now know that what they have done and transferred to the police have been processed. But
so
now,
that they don't feel discouraged.
So they don't feel discouraged that,
we arrest people, the next day we see them on the street, or we don't even see them anymore. So this is the problem. Mr. Dixon in Kaduna, thank you for holding on, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, Uncle Yori, good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Although I'm watching the program from the mobile app, all right? So I have to go offline just to make this call.
Oh, okay.
Like one of your callers said, he pointed out a point worthy of note or concern. He said because nobody is held responsible, nobody has been sacked, nobody's job is on the line. That is why there's this nonchalant attitude. Let us go back to our secondary school. There are all these little mushroom cults from secondary school. Nobody holds the principal to account of what things happen there. Let's go to Polytechnic. All these things go on in Polytechnic. Nobody holds the rector or the VC to account. Now let us come to the community. The police division where all these crimes retreat. Nobody holds the commissioner of that area or whoever that is in charge in account. Let us come to the honorable representing that area as well. Nobody holds them to account. Nobody is recalling them. Nobody is threatening them that come. If you don't find the lasting solution to all these menace going around in our community, if you don't come up with ways, method and technique of tackling crime in our environment or the problems that you'll be recalled or your job is on the line. Because all these things are not looked into. That is why everybody falls down and behave that it doesn't concern you because their own family or person closer to them is not involved. We've been in Ikorodu. We've been living in Ikorodu since 2001. Ikorodu is today a peaceful place. But now, if I came back recently to Ikorodu and I must tell you, between God and man, I was scared driving home. If anything around 6 o'clock, I don't want to go out again.
Yeah.
You understand? Let us not forget about the use of Oro. Ikorodu have been known for terrible oral activity. Is it different compared to the Badoo issue?
Okay.
About these things because is there no Oba in that Ikorodu area? Don't they know people up and down? And also another thing that is worthy of note is this. If you look critically and carefully, there are prominent people supporting this Badoo covertly.
Thank you very much for calling in. I'm sorry, Mr. Dixon. Appreciate you. You've made your point, and actually, it sort of, in its own way, links to the point that Honorable Agumbiadi has made. That look, the police need to keep us informed, as it were. They know how to do their work. I mean, the frequency of communication. You can't just talk once and then not talk for another 4, 5, 6 weeks. People are scared. People need to be reassured. We need to be getting constant briefing. I mean, TM has a friend in Supol Dolapo, you know, of the Nigeria Police Force, Area 2 Command. I always get these commands confused, but she knows who she is. Zone 2, I am told. So we need to hear from them, herself and all her professional colleagues, communication colleagues. We just need to hear, because people don't know what to do. Because, you know, the danger in the jungle justice now is that when you apprehend someone, you kill that person with the information that person will have offered, we will have assisted us. Also, in trying to secure our various communities now, people now do bonfire. That's the point Mojisola was making. Yes, people now put up bonfire at night. That fire you make with tires destroy the roads. And very soon now, we will be crying that the roads are bad. But we are forced to do all of these because we feel helpless. Okay. People feel helpless and the youth feel agitated. But you're saying that we should feel encouraged, right? By the activities of the authorities. You know? There must be aggressive policing. If what we have in Lagos is not enough to put the fire out of Badoo, let the Inspector General of Police help us for this time. Okay. The Lagos State Police Command is so sad, like you're talking about the abducted children the other time. Badoo is what would they do? So we need to be assisted. We need to be assisted. We need to be assisted. I want to thank you very much, Honorable Sanai Agumbiadi. I wish I had more time because there's so many other points that we will not talk about. But maybe another time we'll talk. And hopefully when we call you back again to talk about Ikorodu constituency, it'll be about a happier and developmental issue. By the grace of God. Thank you very much. We shall overcome. I am Yori Folari. Bye-bye for now.